Yeah, I mean, my immediate response is just, I mean, simple one is just excited. I mean, I just understand that how big it is for university, overall athletics. I had to do a lot more educating of my own self because I mean I'm not super familiar with the WCC, but I do understand that is a power conference for sure, and I think it's just the absolute perfect fit for our program and university to fit in with them. So I'm very very excited. Yeah, I think it's definitely going to expand our net for sure whenever we are getting out there recruiting. And part of our recruiting pitch, I guess you want to say, is selling the league, and you want to sell to them that you're playing high level basketball against very very good players, and you know the travel is going to be pretty fun. I mean, it's going to be, I'm a up north guy, so it's no disrespect, but it's going to be a little different than going to Dakotas. Now we're going to the West Coast, so we're definitely going to sell the tradition, the winning success of that league, and we're really going to sell that in a recruiting pitch. And I think that's going to really attract. Again, we're big on finding our kind of people, but when we really lay that out for them, I really think that they're going to attract to that. I'm going to the best I can, and we've already talked to the staff, like we really got to focus on this year as much as we can, but let's be real, we still do need to look ahead and get prepared as much as possible without losing complete focus of what we're trying to do this year. But I'm a firm believer in the vision that's here, and I've been a part of that vision ever since I got the job. I'm very, very excited for that vision because I see it. I'm right there with them, and who knows? I mean, you never know what could happen in a year. But I'm just going to take it 1 year at a time, 1 day at a time, and I really do think this is going to propel the brand of DU athletics in the university.
It's a great thing for our institution. You know, you hear the chancellor and Josh speak about, you know, obviously the groups or the schools that we're going with, but also I think the recruitment of the regular, you know, the student body is critical in the ever-changing landscape of college athletics, but universities as a whole. I think it makes us a stronger institution, which excites me, excites our program, ultimately is a really good thing for our athletics department. I think seeing the caliber of player that these programs that are going to the West Coast Conference will be able to recruit, I think is a wonderful thing, especially if you've seen, you know, the Big Ten go national. You've got, you know, a lot of our sports. Obviously, we don't have football, and I don't think tennis players or soccer players sign up to play in California and want to go to Rutgers. And so I think it gives a great opportunity for us to recruit California because it's more centrally located. I think it elevates and makes the West Coast Conference stronger. Obviously, we've won the Directors' Cup a number of years. I think the value that we bring into the conference is exceptional, and I know that our people and we'll strive to win as much as we can in it. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody that's been a part of this thing, you know, since Dan Ritchie wanted to bring it to Division I in the mid-'90s has been a part of getting it to this point. I think Josh touched on it. You know, he shared a story with us today about Bernie Mullen and Mr. Ritchie going out to California in the late 90s to try and, you know, plant a flag and get in with this conference and try and do that. And it's taken, you know, 25, 30 years. If we were stubbing our toe every year not doing well, we wouldn't be in this position. So I think it's a totality of our efforts amongst all of our sports in our department. Many people obviously still not here, but obviously all the people that are here that, you know, have seen this thing through to the end. And I think there's a lot of people that, you know, aren't a part of the institution anymore that are, you know, I'm sure Josh and Jeremy and John Miller are getting texts and calls from about how excited they are for the institution because this has been a long-standing effort to try and get into this conference and get more aligned with our university, with other universities, and the geographics, the academics, all of it I think is a wonderful fit.
Oh, just absolutely excited to be for the university, for the athletic department. Obviously for gymnastics, it doesn't have a direct effect on us since we're still part of being an affiliate member of the Big 12. But the exposure for all the other sports is exposure for gymnastics and all the rest of the affiliate members. It's a big recruiting hub for us. And I just think being on a national platform is going to elevate all the programs and teams. I couldn't be any more excited for the university and the mission of the university. Well, this opportunity gives me a chance to reflect on Dan Ritchie, who obviously were in this building, and Dan was such a role model and mentor, and I know Dan had talked about being in this particular conference for years and years, and the fact that the timing is now right, And credit to the success of all the other coaches and programs here to get us into this conference, and credit to the Chancellor and Josh Burlow for making it happen. But yes, I think all of the coaches, whether we're affiliates or not, or in that new conference, we are just so incredibly excited at the exposure, how the mission of those other institutions like universities as far as academics. And again, that has an indirect exposure and recruiting benefit for us. So we're all incredibly excited.
Yes, really exciting. And I think it's a great opportunity for the whole program of Denver Athletics, and especially for the soccer programs and women's soccer, to be able to compete in a premier conference with top schools and especially top other high academic schools. So I think that's going to be really great. It's going to be good for recruiting as well. We're already in that market, so to be able to tap into even more of a West Coast market for women's soccer is going to be just continue to elevate our program and reach for higher things that we're doing here at Denver. California in general, like in the West Coast, is like top notch for youth soccer. So to be able to go out there and know that athletes will be able to come and play in Denver, but then knowing that they're also going to be able to play at home too, at least 2 times out of their 4 years in college. And so that's also like a big market for us. That will be great for us to be able to tap into those athletes to be able to come here. So I think it's only going to continue to elevate our opportunities of recruiting and just continue to elevate our play here at Denver. Yes, especially right now too, like we're in that market and we have recruits that are interested in those same type, some of those schools that are in the WCC right now. So to be able to now also be in that market, I mean, it's great. You think about Denver in general as one, not just an institution, but also as a city. Right. So that is a great market. And then to be able to compete against other private and high academic institutions is going to be big.
Ecstatic. I think the WCC is a elite volleyball conference. I think it's elite conference overall, but for us in the volleyball world, it is well respected and get to play some of the premier programs on the West Coast, and I am elated. Yeah, it's huge. I think we have a ton of success already recruiting in California, and I think this is only going to help. And so, you know, a lot of times we're in recruiting battles, we hear a lot of these schools' names, and so I am super excited that, just some of these destinations are just a little bit more exciting for kids in California because they get to go home, and so I think it's going to help our recruiting tremendously.
Yeah, it's fantastic, particularly in men's golf. This is one of the strongest conferences in the country. Pepperdine's multi-time national champion. They recently won in 2022, so it's exciting for us to compete at the highest level and challenge our team and our program to raise to that level. Yeah, I think it should help us elevate our recruiting process, get the right guys that want to compete at the highest level and contend against some of the absolute best teams in the country. Again, I use Pepperdine, San Diego as examples. They're consistently top 25, if not top 10 programs. So we're going to be looking for guys who want that challenge and want to play at the highest level.
Oh, incredible news today. And I think what's exciting is to join a conference where they've had national champions individually, as teams, and to be part of that and to have this amazing challenge in front of us. It's incredibly exciting. We continue to move forward and to have that national presence, to be part of the conversation. The markets that we're going to be open to DU athletically, academically, it's an amazing opportunity. What you'll see right away is that our schedule will be tougher, but students, recruits, they love a challenge, and that's what we're selling here. And the success we've had as a department historically, we'll be ready for the occasion.
Well, I was surprised, but excited. I think it's a great conference. I think it'll be exciting for us to be a little bit more West Coast, and I think it's a really great fit for the University of Denver. I think from a scheduling standpoint, it's not a huge change for us, but I think it will be great to get West more, and I think some of the schools that we'll be playing against have been great programs traditionally across the board, so I think it'll be fun for us to compete against them. And I think from a recruiting standpoint, I think it helps us as well because we do recruit from Southern California and west of Colorado, so I think it can be a great fit for women's golf.
Yeah, very excited. A lot of history in the WCC, some very good programs with very good coaches and players. We've had a lot of experience playing some of them, so we're very excited. We're going to be playing a lot more outdoor tennis than we're used to, but very excited. A lot of opportunities for our players, to grow and to play against some of the best players in the country and some of the best teams in the country. And I think it will help in our recruiting as well too, attract some of the best players from around the world that we've been, trying to get, as well too in the Summit League. But I think it's very exciting, a lot of opportunities, a lot of more westbound travel, and we're very excited. And we're very excited to host these teams here at Denver and, showcase some of the best tennis in the country to our fan base here in Denver. And
Hey, Pio fans, Coach Woods here. Just wanted to say, super excited to join the WCC. Looking forward to competing in a highly competitive conference. Can't wait to see you guys in Hamilton. Go Pios.